Welcome to Hanging Out with Robert, that's me. This video contains things that I encounter throughout the day. If for some reason I complete a task and you would like to see the details, you can click on the link in the description area below. This video also contains tips and tricks that I learned throughout the years. I plan on leaving this video accessible for about 30 days. After that, you can view it through my Patreon account. Thank you very much for watching. I am meeting someone close to my home at the local Walmart. I am still in Cincinnati trying to get back out to Terre Haute, Indiana area, and a lady that I help has a Misfire. I met with her yesterday and figured out it was a coil. All these coils are labeled IPD. I hooked up my scanner and my scanner would not find any code. Then I hooked up my scan gauge and it found Misfire 2. I unplugged the injector, didn't change. I swapped the coils and it changed to number 1. So I found a coil. I'm gonna go ahead and swap that out real quick and try to fix her passenger door. It won't open from the inside. We are back in the country scanning this S60R, seeing what kind of codes it has so we can get to work on it. These are our codes here. We're going to see what's going on with these. Hit delivery.
Where's that?
Right next to all your codes
delivery.
over there. ECM throttle value. Accelerator pedal. Alright, so we're going to take a picture of these. The arrow down in that list over here. Bar it down. This next one, the one on the, yeah, this the next bar right there next to it. Yeah, go all the way down. Alright, just want to get a picture of these. These are the codes that came back. We're going to rescan, see if anything else comes back. On the card. Alright, scroll down over here again. Yeah, right there. And then go back to delivery. See what delivery says again.
There we go.
Alright, so what you could do, this is what we're dealing with on one of these codes. Over there, we're going to hit the next one down. Accelerator pedal. Double click it. You should be able to hit like the traffic light thing too.
Not seeing anything. Go back to this, it gives us something. This one gives us nothing.
Alright, so that's giving us no extra information. Next one down.
Text window and warning symbol, red symbol and text message.
Alright.
No clue what that means.
And the siren communication fault, which is very common with these cars.
It's just the alarm system.
Yeah. There's some kind of battery or something that people... After consulting with my mechanic says if this pedal looks like it's plugged in good and the harness is good and it's all the way plugged in, chances are we got a bad throttle body. So let me get down here and look at this connector here on this accelerator pedal and go from there. Everything here looks good, so we're gonna work on getting the ETM here. Looks like I got a brake booster leak a little bit here as well. See that? Moisture and wetness and dirt accumulation on this brake booster shaft. That's not going to be good. Next up, back on this yellow, we're going to figure out what we're going to do with this busted up dash. And then put that back together, start putting this interior together, then put the manual stuff back together. So let's get cracking. Here we go, folks. We are going to tackle this wood. I thought this stuff was glued together. However, he has purchased some of this stuff from somebody, and there's a bunch of screws in it. Little screws here and there, little attachments here and there. So we're going to get this dash up on this table, or I guess deep freezer, and see if we can get the wood part off of there and replace it with this stuff he ordered from somebody. I think he got this from Tom out in Connecticut. But anyway, let's see what happens. Hopefully this will work out. I get a lot of people ask me about this piece of the dash here. The top dash pad plugs in under this groove, and this is busted out on a lot of cars from people putting in and removing dash pads. I mean, if you sneeze in front of this could break. But usually it's from somebody not being super careful with putting the dash pad in and out. And that's what happens. I see somebody has stop drilled this here. It looks like they missed the tip of the crack. I feel it under there. You got a crack running up here. I'm gonna stop drill that. They tried to stop drill this one, they missed the tip, and that went further along the road. You got to find the tip of these cracks to get these to stop, I think. So I'm going to start taking screws out of this thing and see if I could get this part off. Some of this stuff is, I see, kind of heat shrink, melted, glued together. So I don't know how this is going to work out, but we got to try, because what's in there is horrible. This cracked up, busted up, chunks missing. So we're going to try to get this replaced with what we got shipped to us. This is the piece that was purchased. You got 2 screws there, 2 screws there. I'd say this was cut off out of here somehow. There, screw up there, maybe that screw could have been taken out there, couple screws in there. So let's pull 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws and see where that leaves us. And a screw there and a screw up top there. So let me grab a Phillips. Now on this, I call it shiny veneer stuff. You see there's some cracks in it in a couple of spots. Cracks in it there. I noticed a crack in it over here. You could take this off and the surface looks a little dull, little scuffed up, little chipped there from somebody scratched it. You could tape this off and spray this with some high quality polyurethane, and man, this pops. I had a piece in my center console that I did that to, and it looked beautiful after I painted it with some polyurethane. So I think I put that in Queen Bee after I did it. But anyway, let's get to work. I found a screw recessed down there, and I cut this loose right here. I think I'm going to have to flip this over and see if there's screws attaching the top of this to the bottom of this. Let me look at the mold I got over here. Yeah, it looked like I got 3 screws at the bottom on the inside. I need to flip that over and reach, and 2 on this side. And then just maybe this will come out, this top piece. These screws are buried behind the ductwork, so I'm gonna go ahead and remove the ductwork, which is really no fun, and then try to get these screws out here. I might have to remove this center channel too. It only has 1 zip tie here, so let me cut that zip tie, get this ductwork out of here, and see if I can get this stuff away from here so I can reach these screws. I see screws down in there now. Switches and ductwork. Let me get it out. Pull 2 screws, pulled 3 screws off this ductwork. One up here, and a Phillips down here. And I got those 2 pieces out there, and they came out with that vent controller there that was screwed in back in here somewhere. Down in there. So anyway, I have some access to some more screws. I'm gonna go ahead and take some more screws loose. After you have all the screws out, a lot of this stuff is glued in. My assumption is the glue stops creaking from happening, so it doesn't creak the whole while. So I'm trying to get the trim work broke loose from the actual dash assembly and see how that goes. Even this part of the dash is broke. That could use some epoxy. I'm not sure. I should have some. Let's see if I got some epoxy. And we'll probably have to epoxy some of this dash in here so that it doesn't creak once it's all back together every time you hit a bump. I peeled the glue loose from this side over here, drilled a couple of rivets out, and learned that they had cut it off of that instead of drilling the rivets out of this bracket. So I don't know how well that's going to do or if that matters. Drilled the rivets out of these 2 brackets, and I see they didn't over here. They just cut the bracket somehow. I drilled the rivet out of these 2 brackets. So I'm gonna pry this off of here and see what happens with this part here. I don't know how this is going to come off of that. I don't see it happening. So let me keep moving along. I see they got a piece cut way up here on this one over here, and it looked like it's molded somehow all the way up to there. Only thing I could see to do in that corner right there was cut that off. So I use this, cut that thing off. Now that piece of trim should come out of there. Take me a quick bathroom break, pull that out, swap the switches and stuff over, start putting that one in. Now this one was not cut there. It was cut up high, so I may be able to work with that. They have to cut that one up high to get it to where it won't be visible where the mod is done. Back from our bathroom break to peel this last couple of pieces of dash out of here and start going in with the replacement. The whole dash is out of this S70, but the body looks pretty good and that sunroof looks good. Sebastian could probably use that sunroof. Look like it has a good antenna. This one's got a bad sunroof. But this is that teal color with those 94 lights on it. But the 95 door trim. Nice grill. Better than most of the ones I have. Parts for BMWs. Anybody need anything cut out of any one of those BMWs? It's damaged as well. It's kind of like the same piece. So I think I'm going to have to put it where it needs to be and put a piece of glue under or something. Grrr. Somebody didn't know how to get that ignition out. That would have been a lot easier job if they'd have known what they were doing. Here, this be like cherry picking. If I can get this thing out of here. This looks like a 94 car. 94 or 93. Look like a 94 car. I was about to put the fresh air mix adjuster in there and the thing broke in my hand. So I'm going to go out to one of these parts cars and see if I could reach back there and grab one out of it without doing too much work. To put the fresh air mix, I was about to put the fresh out. About to rivet this onto that. It goes on here like this. And I had to change the tip in the rivet gun from the one in the middle up there. So let me go ahead and rivet this on, then rivet it in there and finish installing this piece. I believe this is the part number for the R-9158-148. You can see it if you pull the radio out. I got all the glue scraped off of that. Let me go ahead and start going back in with this thing. Wish me the best. Whoop, whoop. I'm in the process of cutting this glue out of this one that we're about to use. I cut that wing off of there, which I think was the right thing to do because that wing is here. And I think that's actually going to be tucked behind another piece that goes on there. So that's going to turn out to be good, I believe. It has this glue in here that's like from a glue gun. Those waxy glue guns that people use for silk flowers and stuff. So I'm going to ask him if he can get one of those and we could glue this together and prevent it from making noise when it's reassembled. So I got a little bit to cut off there, a little bit to cut off there. Then I'm going to start piecing this thing together there. And, oh, that's a little piece of it stuck there still. I have this back in. A lot of this other stuff is screwed in. And now I'm going to hot glue gun this stuff, hopefully to quiet it down. I got a mount totally busted and missing here. This is on the driver's side. That's why I didn't have a screw in the firewall to screw in there. So I'm going to talk to the owner, see if he wants to go out and pick a piece off of that 850 out there and redo this mount. So let me go ahead and hot glue gun most of this stuff in here. Hopefully that'll keep this thing quiet. And then flip it over and start putting the stuff together on the other side. I learned a little lesson. These actually pop out. And that one is popped out somewhere. Don't know where it is. I popped that one in there. So I'll probably cut this one down so that it'll fit in there. Strange. Learn something new every day. I've seen those missing, didn't know why. Maybe I'll check that car, that parts car out there, see if it has one in it in this location and grab it. Also, I was supposed to put this in, I believe, before I put that vent on the back end. Because now I can't figure out how to get this in and get this dash in at the same time. So this will cure. I don't know if I got tension on this that's making this spread open or not. Kind of a hard situation. But I did get this to pop down. So I might glue that tomorrow morning. It's time for me to wrap it up for today. If you feel that this information was useful, please like it and share it with your social media friends. You can subscribe to my channel so that you will get notifications of future videos that I post. You can follow me on Twitter, and if you need to contact me directly, please visit my website. And if you have any questions, leave them below, and someone or myself will reply to them. Again, thank you very much for watching.